Hello again. Welcome back to my Astroimaging Journey channel. As promised in the last video, here we have the QHY PoleMaster. Finally arrived, so hopefully it will solve some of my woes the past few imaging nights. So let's get to the unboxing. Okay, I ordered this through High Point Scientific, and they did ask. They ask every one of their customers to do an unboxing video. So that's what we're doing. Now, the first thing I noticed when I opened it, they use peanuts. Not my favorite packing material. They get everywhere, as you can probably see running around here. I do have a couple dogs, so I prefer the air pillows or bubble wrap or something to that effect. But you know, their product, their shipping, they're going to do what they want to do. But if they're watching this, I would personally would like to see you go away from these. There are better, more eco-friendly options. So, I mean, we are about observing the universe and taking care of everything we got. I mean, so, but let's move on. So, looks like here is our adapter that goes into the mount. When you do order it, for those of you that are watching it for their own benefit, when you do order it, it does not come with the adapter. You do have to select the adapter for the mount that you're looking at, since I had a Celestron CGEMII. That's the one we went with. And QHY-PM-CGEMII. So hopefully it's the right one. Also comes with a nice little Allen key. Now, I have a ton of these already, but it's nice that they include it. Looks like there are some adjustments that can be made via that Allen key. We'll put everything back in here. Right, that's everything in the box. Next, we have the QHY PoleMaster itself. Nice little tin box. Alright. Hopefully you can see that. Now, I do see they have upgraded the USB connection. In the previous videos I've watched, this was a DB9 style connection, kind of like what you had for your monitor back in the day before HDMI. So it's good to see that they've updated that. I was a little worried about that. Looks like a nice solid dust cap, not a rubberized. It's actually metal and it screws in. So I like the feel of that, especially since I'm hoping to permanently mount this to the CGEMII. Having a plastic mount, or a plastic cap rather, would definitely kind of get in the way, so to speak. Fall off, scratch the lens, and you know, you're spending enough money on this, you don't want to damage it. Have some mounting screws, it looks like, and a lanyard, as well as an enclosed cable, which is awesome, especially since it's the one that you can screw on. Let's see here. Let's see if that zoom. Let's get that focused in here. Nope. Alright, well, I tried. Anyways, there you go. Should make a solid connection that won't come off. Now, in our last video, I was trying to image M81, but by the time the clouds cleared out and everything was done, just doing a little recap, it was pretty evident that my, trying to do the polar line, the drift line, my whole process was out of whack. I was doing some things out of order. I was having to repeat steps. With any luck, this will solve a lot of those woes. And rather than getting an iffy polar alignment after 2 hours, hopefully this thing will speed that process up a lot more and be able to start imaging much earlier. Like many of us, I do have real life that has to be taken care of. Sleep, work, dogs, fiance, not necessarily in that order on any given day, but this is a hobby, and while we need to take time to do hobbies and enjoy ourselves, other things take priority over hobbies. So next I will be mounting it to the CGEM. That will be done probably tomorrow night. It's kind of rainy outside today. Got some thunderstorms going on, so just received this today. I'll probably put it on tomorrow, and with any luck, skies will clear sometime this week. Right now they're projecting rain showers every day through Friday night, so may not actually get to use this until Saturday, but that's okay. So I'll be back with the mounting of this, and then also in this video I'll be doing the first installment of actually using this thing. So the makers here of the QHY PoleMaster, I know you guys just asked for an unboxing, but now I'm going to try to do a first time use review as well, and hopefully it works out for me. Thank you. See you in a few. Alright, welcome back. So now we're going to be doing the installation, and we've already done the unboxing, so we're going to try to do this pretty quick. Still pretty light out. Got about an hour before it starts getting too dark to be able to work and do things out here. So let's see what we got here. Alright, so as you can see, there's the attachment that will be going into our mount. Looks like we've got a couple set screws down in here. See if we can get in on that. So you can see a set screw right there. Looks like we can use the Allen key that came with it. So let me get over here. Try to work a little bit better. Pop this cover off. Alright, now that the adapter has been installed, fit pretty nicely, took a couple turns. Basically just compresses in there with the two set screws, feels pretty solid. If you noticed in the earlier video, there was a little V shape on the inside that allows you to look through even if you still had a polar scope back here, as well as I don't know really why, but you know, I tried to keep it in line with the center of this axis here. Comes with a nice little cover in case you were going to not be installing the there we go. So this adapter plate goes to the this adapter plate here goes to the camera. It's got the 3 screws, so it'll mount direct to this. So if you did want to take the camera off for any reason, transportation, in the back of your car or whatever, you do have this nice metal cover that you can clamp down on. Since I will probably be doing most of my imaging here at the house, I don't think I'll be needing that anytime soon. So let's get to the PoleMaster itself. Now, I was a little disappointed that there wasn't a manual in the box. I thought maybe the green card, you know, was just a simple little, you know, do this, do that with a couple pictures. But as you can see, it's just a card pointing to website, a couple websites, installation manual, drivers, software, FAQs. So definitely had to go there and make sure I read through everything so that I would know what I was going to be doing tonight, as well as download the software. The manual was a little tough to read. You know, there were some grammatical errors, needed some proofreading. You know, don't want to be a grammar Nazi or nothing, just you know, hey, if you got somebody on staff that can proofread that, please do so. But it is what it is. We get what we get. So there's the camera we showed you during the unboxing. And the series of screws and a little lanyard. I'm not going to be attaching the lanyard. I'll just be attaching the camera to the adapter plate. Now that's a little odd. Not exactly sure why. Let me look over here. Okay. So it comes with an even smaller. Let's see if we can zoom in on that here. Comes with an even smaller. Yeah, can't zoom in on it. Basically, a really small Allen wrench right there. There we go. Really small. I'm not seeing any part of the camera that would require it. And the heads to the mount screws are small Phillips. So, not sure why that Allen wrench is there. But, so I've taken the plate off. Just have to line up the holes. All we gotta do is take the adapter plate, line up the holes that are up here. Probably can't see it in the video, but there's a couple little holes, 3 of them along there, correspond to these 3 holes here. These are already threaded to accept the little screws here, so we will go ahead and drop these screws in. Now it does come with the cable. I'm going to go back and tighten these screws up, but The manual says to mount the USB connection facing to the left over here, as you're looking at the camera. So I'm facing the camera, left is over here, right is over here. So it says to mount it that way, the USB connection over there. Another video I saw, the guy mentioned putting it over on this side. Could be an older version. I also believe that was a RS-232 a DB9 connection, excuse me, as opposed to the USB. So I'm not too sure. I'm going to go with what the manual says, and we'll figure it out from there. So for now, I'm just going to tighten this down. It does have a nice little cover on here, metallic. Screws off, but we're going to leave that on for now. I'm going to go get a screwdriver, tighten these down, hook up my USB cable, and when I'm back, we'll be darker skies hopefully, and on the laptop. See you in a minute. Welcome back. We're going to try to get this thing polar aligned. Tried to do this the other day, but there was just too many clouds. It was a huge failure. So today, got an 80% moon roughly. So it's a little light out. But we should be able to test this QHY PoleMaster out and see how she does. Maybe slew over to M81 and capture some short subs, a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe, and see how the guiding is on it. And yeah, so let's get to it. Let's get connected up. And so I'm willing to bet this is Polaris right over here. Let's get exposure up a little bit. Yep. So I'm going to move this more towards the middle, so bear with me for a second. Alright, that should give us good enough, so let's go ahead and start getting this thing going. Alright, so as you saw, double click on Polaris. You can come up here and click the plus and minus, but I like to use the left and right arrow keys. And I'm not sure which one would be better. I think I'll go with this one. No. Alright, choose a star close to. Alright, so we'll do this one. And everything I've read on this, we have to use the hand control. Don't move, don't unlock the clutches. So we will slew a little bit. All right. Just double click on that star. That's that guy there. Slew some more. All right, let's bring her back to the home position.
stars staying on there. That's good. Alrighty then. Yes, we are correct. Double click on Polaris. And let's double check this here. Yep, we'll call that good. And so move Polaris to the center of the small rotating circle. All right. I'm going to adjust my azimuth. That's over here. Let's take a look at that. All right. Go just a little bit more. What you're seeing there is when I'm locking that clutch in, it's moving down a little bit. So let's go here. Move the other way. All right, well, we're going to call that one okay now. So let's go back here. Double click on Polaris. Let's make sure we're still good on the start positions. Yes. Success. Start monitor. Now, I would have to say all right, can't get much better than that. Make sure everything's nice and locked down. Uh-oh. Wasn't locked down. I think I'm going to have to call that about as good as we can get. All right. So now I need to go do an alignment with the StarSense, but at this point, think we're good. Be back with PhD and see where we're at with the drift alignment.
Okay, apologies. Appears I had some issues with the recording software, the desktop recording software. Quality of just wasn't there. I think I messed up a setting or two. But anyways, I was hoping to show you the PhD graphs, polar drift, and a couple other things, as well as capturing via backyard EOS. Unfortunately, like I said, the video didn't turn out as good as I wanted. So what did we end up with at the end of the night? Well, we ended up with 30 2-minute subs. I put those into Deep Sky Stacker to get a base image, and then played around in Lightroom. And the resulting image is on your screen now. It's M81, 1 hour's worth of data. As you can see, I probably overprocessed a little bit on some of the stuff. The stars are a little blown out, dust lanes aren't very clear, needed some more noise reduction. I'm really hoping that I will be getting PixInsight working here shortly, but for now I'm going with what I already have. So this is the resulting image. I kind of like it. Clearly there's room for improvement, but for my first real stacked hour-long set of data, I'll take it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a clear and dry week, clear skies, and please like and subscribe as you see fit. Appreciate it. Thank you.